Hello everyone. Hi Parul.
Hi, Sneha.
So today I have Parul with us. Parul, please introduce yourself and let readers and listeners know who you are and what kind of work you do.
Hi, I'm Parul Kashyap. I am a Reiki Grandmaster and a life coach. I started my journey as a chartered accountant, so I'm a chartered accountant also. Then, 8 years back, after my son was born, I got into healing. So it has been 8 years, almost 9 years now that I'm into this journey. And I have experienced with various healing modalities, but the favorite ones would be, definitely inner child healing and, constellation and family constellation, ancestral work, along with, Akashic and cord cutting. So those are the main modalities that, I help clients with whatever they are experiencing. Mainly, I focus on relationships and money.
Okay, great. So Parul, you mentioned that you are a chartered accountant. What made you switch towards healing?
I think my son, after his birth, I had a very chaotic childhood. So I knew what kind of that much awareness I had, that if my childhood hadn't been, I wouldn't be this person and those things. So it was very clear that I don't want him to, have same things in life the way I had it. So only with that thing I had got into healing. Purpose initially was just to heal myself. But once I got into Reiki, it was felt like a calling that with my life became so different and how I started finding peace inside me.
Right.
That is what I had started with. I want inner peace. I didn't know the meaning, nothing, just, I want that inner peace. And my life became so beautiful. Then it started feel that everyone should feel like this,
Yeah.
you know, and everyone should experience this, how peaceful life could be. You don't have to live in that chaos. So that is how it all shifted to this.
Okay, great. Like this happened with me too. Like my children became my mirror. And
Mhm.
that is how my journey started. First as a client, seeking the
Mhm.
answers, and then later becoming a practitioner. So I completely resonate with what you say that our children definitely shows us how to become better humans.
Definitely. And everything that I did, after that was always in search of, being better as a mother.
Yeah.
I had this image of perfect mother. I'm not there. I don't think that exists also.
No,
But
never
yes,
exists. Like perfection never exists. It's an illusion.
yes. So yeah. So everything one after the other happened because I was stuck somewhere with my son.
True, true. So,
Mhm.
Parul, since you already know a lot of modalities, right? What made you consider womb healing?
So what happened was that last year, before I went into womb healing, I had gone into studying into intergenerational trauma. Once I went there, I started understanding a lot of things deeper, and that is where this awareness came. See, I was doing everything, but there were still certain patterns with my son which were not resolving. He used to actually repel me in the ways that he felt, you're controlling me so much, you're doing this, and everything I said went in the different direction only. And I couldn't understand why is it happening. So from there, I came to know how our children can also merge with our own inner child in the womb only. So
Yeah.
that was not the awareness that I was having before that, it's because after he was born, I was doing everything
Mm-hmm.
on myself to take out whatever traumas I had. But my 9 months were emotionally very chaotic. Physically, I was very healthy pregnancy and everything, but emotionally, it was very chaotic. So that is what attracted to me to womb healing because I realized that, I had already transferred everything to him in the womb only. It was not about the physical world at all. It was already been, given to him in the womb in itself because that is how I had felt. So I could see that he was exhibiting the similar patterns of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is how, I felt that calling for womb healing. It just felt the right step to take next.
And how did it change you as a person, as a mother, and then as a practitioner?
Lot of things started making sense to me which really didn't make because you are working on the external part after you've come out of the womb, you're working on everything but still some issues were not getting resolved for one of my clients also, and obviously with my son also things were not getting, and I didn't understand what to do. I was trying everything but it was like I was stuck. It was not moving only. And it was to a point where I felt, should I leave work? Maybe I'll be a better mother if I'm not working. To that point, I had started questioning my capabilities also. So when I did womb healing, I remember when you had taken the session and you were giving us case studies, and you had taken this one case study where you said that, in the womb, she had promised her son that, you will always be there with me. And uh, you are the person, we'll hold together, we'll be a family. And I remember a similar incident in my pregnancy where obviously I had fought, me and my spouse had fought, and I was like, I'm there for you, I will not leave you. Those kind of emotions with hormones and everything. And it just clicked, ki at that moment, I have, take, and now he doesn't want that control from me. And that's why he keeps rebelling. That moment I had told, we are together. So that keeps holding him back. I have to be there with my mother. But there is a phase where he's growing where he wants to be alone.
True.
So those we keep pulling and pushing each other because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, where it changed me as a mother. And as a practitioner, if I talk about my clients' sessions, became much deeper. The answers which they, in physically they could not understand in the physical world, understanding their own patterns, the realizations in their own somatic body started happening in a much deeper level. The
Right.
links, they started forming much deeper, which did not make sense when they are, they love their parents, they value their parents so much. They were like, nothing is wrong with my parent. No, they did everything fine. But when they went through this womb healing, session, they could understand ki how many vows. This all is also coming from vows where they don't want to blame their parents for anything. But a lot of things have been brought to them with their parents. So it changed how they were working with their inner child also.
Yeah, very true. Because so many, like, we are also humans, and pregnancy is a very difficult and a different phase because the hormones take control over
Yes,
you. The
yes,
emotional
yes.
charges are very high. And in those moments, you're very vulnerable. And at the same time, you feel that you have to be responsible for other human being.
Yes,
And
yes.
in those moments, you say something or you feel something very deeply, and that is absorbed by the fetus. And those becomes those unsaid vows, that subconscious promises, those dead decisions which drives their life, which doesn't help them anymore. And that
Yes,
is what is very important when we do the work. We discover those dead decisions.
yes,
Like I have seen other modalities of womb healing where they have just tried to heal and release, but if until unless you go to that dead decision, see how it is affecting your present
yes,
life and how it is not serving you anymore, and you can still replace it until and unless that entire process is done. The work isn't complete.
true. And one thing that I majorly learned from it, does not matter what we think. What the clients, form the patterns is what heals them the most.
True.
So womb healing helped me in this, making them only realize, how certain promises, that decisions were impacting their adult life.
Yeah, and when they make the connection, when when you create a session, when you conduct the session in a way when the client is equipped, even though they are regressed,
Mm.
right? Even though this part is not functioning fully, the frontal cortex is not functioning fully because they are regressed
Mm.
into the somatic memories, into the cellular memories. Yet, when you know how to hold the session, the client can also make the connection between those decisions and the current problems. And that connection makes them aware and makes them equipped enough to create new choices.
Yes, yes. How they look at the problem changes. They
Yeah.
realize that, it is no longer something that I have to carry now.
Yeah. And that liberates them. It is like
Yes.
that. Because I have seen time and again with all my clients and the students who have done the training and took the sessions for their clients, everyone had one common thing that I feel that I've been rebirthed. I've been born again. That it's
Yes.
that liberating. So
Yes.
how do you feel, Parul, when you conduct these sessions? And how do you feel as a practitioner now versus before the training?
Uh, I feel more empowered,
Mhm.
because See, I've been doing inner child healing for 8 years, but the story doesn't begins there. We think it begins there after we've taken birth, but it doesn't begins there. It begins before conception, even as you explain in your sessions and everything. So now it feels like, my everything that I'm doing is becoming more and more very streamlined and very to point where, there is no way that the client cannot find answers to what they have come for. Because like Akashic takes part of the past life, your karmas and everything. But the present is all in the inner child healing or everything. So womb healing is one aspect where 9 months you've been there and you've taken up so much, so many decisions that we are not even aware of how much we take in.
Yeah.
So it has made my practice, I would say, more comprehensive, and delivery has also become very easy. Going to the point of the problem has also become, very easy.
Yeah. And that also builds a lot of belief from the client because they
Yes,
know that they are they're in hands which are very safe and which exactly knows what to do.
yes,
So the client also starts surrendering to the process, which makes their healing journey easier.
yes, yes. They also realize that, they are going to get answers to everything.
Yeah. So, Parul, you tell me because you have learned so many modalities, how do you find my training different from other trainings? I mean, as in when you look at from the training perspective.
From the training perspective, what I see, I had heard about regression, but I never knew that it could, be done in say specific, point to point things also. I always believed that it was something long term that people have to continuously keep doing, otherwise they will not keep finding answers. So when I went through your training, I realized many things. One was this, that, womb healing is also something that can be done for one particular issue that the client is having, yeah, than just doing it in general. So we can also do it for one particular issue where we can just focus on what the client is going through. And secondly, it was very in depth, is what I'm going to tell you. Matlab, when you start opening those decisions, it is, we say it is one problem, but so many come up,
Mm.
so many layers, have opened up when I take session, and sometimes it almost goes to 3 hours. But once you start opening up the layers, just start opening up one by one for the client.
Yeah.
And my best is that it is more client driven,
Hmm.
where the client wants to take. It
Yeah.
is not my driven, okay, this is what we are going to do. It is, or, guidance based. It is more clients driven, where clients, energies are, where clients, intuitively being guided to take up what is important there in their life. So that is also something that I like the best, that what needs to be done in their life currently is only what shows up for them
Yeah.
in the sessions.
So give our listeners three reasons why they should enroll for this training program and how it will help them.
First is you, because you are very supportive and you guide us, and you have always, hand-holded us after you have done the training also. So I also know that if I get stuck today, Sneha will answer my questions. So first is always the mentor that, and she is thorough, she knows what she is doing, and, she guides you very well. Second is that there's so much of things that we are carrying unknowingly from the womb, and not my own, my mother's womb, but my grandmother's womb also. And this is one thing that can help them also heal a lot, I believe, and it heals you also and your children also. Second reason will be that if you feel like, you have to heal that lineage, or you have feel that you are carrying the pattern, some pattern, any pattern it can be, then it must be not you, it must be your parents also, and it will be your children also. So womb healing is something that takes care of it in a very holistic level, from the purpose of birth till the time you are whatever age you are. And I feel it is a very good add-on to any healing modality that you are doing,
Very true.
especially if, because everyone is born through the womb only, na? So
Exactly.
there is no way, whether it's a male or a female, you are born through the womb, and there is no ways that you are not carrying it back. So it is an add-on to every healing modality, which will just enhance everything that you are doing.
Yeah, very true. Because a lot of people confuse that womb work is only for women or it is only for pregnant women, but that's not the truth.
Yeah. true.
How
It is
many
not the
sessions
truth.
have you taken, Parul, with
I've
him?
taken almost 5 sessions.
Okay,
I've taken
that's a
five
good
sessions.
number. And how
Yeah.
long did you take to recover your initial investment?
Oh, I did that in 2, 3 months only. Because when I launched it only, I launched it at 888, you know. And with you, I had invested, I think,
15
20, 15, 15, I think. 15 was the
in the
program
second.
price at that one. So I think within 3 clients only it got recovered. So it was,
And
I think, every moment I learned, I had, launched it. But since this session takes a little of time, so the schedule management of client and mine was getting
yeah,
delayed. But the recovery had happened very quickly because they had pre-booked and everything.
and this is the like I strongly feel that if you are a therapist or if you want to become one, then this is the training, single training, which will equip you enough to go so deep that it becomes very easy for you to hold those difficult spaces for your clients.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Like I said, I always thought, regression therapy is something very difficult and, only a therapist can do it. Maybe I have to learn psychology before I even, attempt this. So those all beliefs I had, but you made it so simple and, very stepwise. Okay, see, this is how it happened.
Yeah.
And the steps are not important, but how you explained it, right? See, this is what actually is. You have to open and you have to close those decisions also, whatever you have opened up. So that is something that, really made it very easy. And yes, it's right that you are saying it is a must. It can be added on to anything, whether you are a therapist or not a therapist. It is easy to do this training with you.
Thank you so much, Parul. Anything which you would like to add from your end, where I don't question, you just add.
Uh, I would just say that, everyone should experience this. I really wish I could conduct this in, my Hindi language or the comfortable language of many in my family.
Yeah,
But sadly, I'm not equipped with Hindi so much. But it is something that everyone should experience, because that one session is so powerful that you feel like a changed person only when you come out of it.
yeah,
So
definitely.
many things, starts making sense to you, and you don't I never even thought, that one thing that I said in pregnancy could be impacting our relationship so much.
Yeah,
It would have never occurred to me. But that, it's like light bulb moments you have sometimes. Oh, okay, this also happens.
yeah.
So, you never know what is impacting even in your relationship or money or anywhere, and what dead decision you are just carrying with you, which is not even yours.
Very
So
true.
yes.
I recently worked with a client. He had no complaints, okay, because we have already worked on certain areas where he was struggling. So he said, I don't know what I need to work upon. So I said, okay. But he really wanted to go through that warm work. And I told him, let's work on your goals. And that is how we began. And he said that this is what I want, but I'm not taking aligned action towards it. Okay, and from that space, we started the homework. So there was no problem statement, but it was something which he would like to do, but he could not do. And you won't believe when I was doing the homework, and there is a moment, the before the first, the conception time, if you remember, where we go
Yes,
through the soul contract.
yes, yes.
The soul contract unfolded so surprisingly and beautifully that this person had a elder sibling before him, okay? And the sibling, the girl child died within few months. He was reborn as that girl child,
Oh my God.
in mother's womb, and he was living two lives.
Oh,
Okay, and when that soul that I will come again, mom, I will come again to be with you. That was his soul contract. And it was when we uncovered it, there was such huge, deep catharsis in the client's body. Oh my God, Parul, I can't even explain that. And when we released, when we honored the sister, because we work on the epigenetic layer that is already given. So when we honored the sister, when we release those dead decisions. And when we identified his original soul contract before he merged with his sister and entangled with him
Hmm.
completely, his original soul contract was to lead, to expand, to grow.
Hmm.
It was it was such a beautiful session. And when he came
Yeah,
out,
such a different and
he said,
amazing.
after the call, he could not say anything, and I let him be because the client is in a very different space.
Yes,
The
yes.
entire, but later he told me that, when I was small, everyone used to call me that you are the daughter of the family. Despite he being the son, everyone used to call him that you are the daughter of the family. The way you take care of everything, you are just like the daughter of the family. And when he was a child, he would laugh at it. When he grew
Hmm.
up, he will feel thoda sa embarrassed as well.
Balanced, yeah, uncomfortable.
Yeah, but and then he will just laugh it off. But after the session, he realized that how deep it was. And therefore, many times we feel that it is procrastination, it is laziness, or
Hmm.
just not the right timing, but the
Ah,
awareness could be so deep.
yes, he must be blaming himself only that I don't take actions. I'm not
Yeah,
feeling enthusiastic to do this and everything.
yeah.
And it was so deep.
So, I mean, this work, more than the client, it gives me so much pleasure, so much joy to see a soul blooming in its full potential, to see
Yes,
them moving towards their desired life, the gratitude, the joy they feel. It makes you so fulfilled as a human.
yes, yes. That's I said. This is one modality which, makes the client feel very full inside
Yeah,
because they realize so much within themselves only.
yeah,
Oh, this is why, I was doing this. This is why, I was doing that. So that is what, makes the client also so fulfilling.
yeah. And the best part is it happens in one single session. So the client's worldview just expands like this.
Yes, yes. Yes, that is the best part also, na? Because generally, if we look at other healing modalities, you
Yeah.
do need more sessions. One
Yeah.
session does not do the work, but with womb healing, one session only becomes so impactful.
Yeah.
And recently, some one of my students already came to me, and she was complaining, my girl has stopped studying, and ye wo. And the first question I asked her, were you also like this in the childhood? Because that impact it immediately came, that it is not something that is happening, it has already come from the womb somewhere. And then she was like, yes, my mother died at this age, and then I became, like that. I didn't want to study and everything. So I said, it is not her. It's not the problem. It is imprinted already in her, DNA. So yes, it really helps you to understand, it might not be problem of after birth, it might be before birth problem also.
And then your lens also becomes very compassionate and curious rather than judgmental.
Yes, yes. So healing, I think, automatically makes you that
Yeah.
compassionate and grounded and everything.
But this is so beautiful, Parul. This is so beautiful. More and more power to you. And just tell us
Thank you so
how
much.
people can reach out to you, where they can.
Yeah. I have an Instagram handle, Heal with Parul. They can reach me out on Instagram or they can reach me out on my WhatsApp number, which is 730-380-8022.
People, please make a note of it. Parul does a lot of work like Akashic, family constellations, inner child, Reiki, and womb healing. So, if you resonate with Parul, you can connect with her. And if you wish to work with me or would like to learn this program, you can DM me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Parul.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much, Sneha,
listening.
for having me here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.